Hey guys, Ryan here with Thanks.io and the Pay-Per-Clickers group. In this video, we're going to do a little affiliate marketing. Might be an ongoing case study that we put in the Pay-Per-Clickers group. And I'm just going to show you behind the scenes how I approach some of these affiliate marketing funnels when I do affiliate marketing. Now, if you don't know what affiliate marketing is, it's basically you send traffic to somebody else's product, you get a commission on it, and you can see up here on the screen I have this little landing page for something called the Highly Effective Man, Rebuild the Man system. It's a friend of mine named JP Baldwin. It's a great program. I went through I was one of the early people to go through his program. I think it's a really great product, and I want to try to promote it as an affiliate. And I know that JP has an affiliate program through school. I trust the platform, so I'm gonna try to do some stuff around this. So a few things I just said really quick there when we think about affiliate marketing in general before we start to even do the action is, do we like the product? Is it something we feel good about recommending? And do we think it will convert and be good for the world? So, and that's in the wrong order. Do we like the product? Yes. Do we think it'll do good for the world, or is it just like nonsense? And then do we think it will convert? Is it something people will actually buy? And having actually bought the product myself and gone through it, I have high confidence in all of these things. So the program itself is kind of like a fitness program for middle-aged guys. Again, really good stuff. Something that is a mass market. Another thing we like to think about when we think about affiliate marketing, we don't have to go mass market, but it helps to have a market where it's pretty much unlimited supply of potential leads for it. So if I want to start sending mail to generate affiliate commissions for this particular product, I know that there's millions and millions and millions of guys probably aged between 38 and 55 years old, whatever the demographics might be, who fit the kind of income criteria, to be able to afford a product like this. There's millions of them out there, and this checks off a big box when we think about what we're going to be marketing. Now, if we want to go into little micro niches, we can, right? But we're just not going to have the scalability that we'll have with something like this. So I'm going to keep going on here. This is a little bit out of order, and I just want to share what I've done. So JP has a few landing pages out there where he offers this 90-day comeback plan that he does in person, where you will kind of schedule a meeting with him, and he did this with me, and he gives you a Google Doc with this plan. I wanted to share here today what I did in this age of having AI to work with is I actually built the page you see here, and I approximated what JP was doing to generate me the plan, and I made it automated. And the tool that I used to do this, of course, was Replit. And Replit is a no-code vibe coding tool here. And if I go all the way back to the beginning of my conversation, I basically said, hey, give me this comeback plan. I had started the conversation actually over ChatGPT. And then the app, Replit, built out this plan for me. Now, I had to go back and forth. It probably took me, 15 minutes to 30 minutes by the time it was all said and done. Usually when I'm doing these vibe coding type things, I'm like doing other things at the same time. It kind of does its work, and then I come back to it. So if I go to the preview here, you can see it in here. And then if I go and submit this, I have it pre-filled here, you'll see that it generates a nice, valuable plan. So we have something interesting here that somebody might opt in for, and it approximates what the person selling the product is already doing. Now, I want to mention here that you do not have to go this crazy. Instead, you can focus on products that already have good funnels in place to drive traffic to, but I'm sharing with you just a little behind the scenes of how I approach this sometimes. And in this particular case, I felt like it would be better to give the instant gratification of this product, and also I wanted to control a little bit more of the follow-up. This is just sometimes when you're doing affiliate marketing, you're doing augmentations to the funnel, and it pays off, right? So a little bit more of an advanced technique, and here in the Pay-Per-Click Marketers group, I've kind of promised to just share whatever I'm doing, whether it's very advanced or not. So I'll say it again, you do not have to go this nuts as I'm going here and build out your own vibe-coded app, but I will show you that sometimes especially these days, it's kind of easy to do, and you can make a better lead magnet maybe than the partner has. JP, for example, is awesome at what he does, but he is not a web guy, internet marketer guy like I am, so his funnel, I figured there was some opportunity there to improve on it and get things going this way. So anyway, it's all set up, ready to go. Probably the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the emails that come in here land on my email list, right? So I'm going to integrate this using Quentin.com. That's what I use for email marketing. I'm going to use their API. I'm going to push all the leads into there. and I will build out a follow-up sequence on this, probably working with JP and say, hey, JP, what emails are you already sending? Or I'll get his approval. And it's probably a good point to mention, if you're messing with somebody else's product and you're doing some marketing on your own on their behalf, you want to kind of talk to them and communicate that you're doing that and make sure they're okay with that. But then I will have my own email follow-up sequence that drives back into JP's stuff, with the overall goal being, of course, to get people to click on the school invite link, which pays a 30% commission for life. So you're probably seeing somewhere on the screen, this program, as I record this, as JP has it set up, is $1,500. You do the quick math, 30% of that is $500, which brings up another important point. If you're going to be spending money to send direct mail, for a product, you don't want to send it for a product that's only like $50, right? You don't have a good chance of recouping your investment. But if you're doing something that has a minimum of, say, a $500 commission, I like that as a sweet spot. A lot of people who teach this stuff also agree, something at least over $300, but $500 is probably a good place to be. If I'm getting a $500 commission, that gives me room to send $500 worth of mail. If I send 500 pieces with thanks.io, it's not going to cost me $500. It'll cost me something like $350, $380, something like that. And if I can get a 1% conversion on that, that would be, 3 or 4 sales with a $500 commission. So I don't even have to do a 1%, but a 1% conversion of this to a paid sale, if the funnel is good enough, would be pretty profitable. And again, we're in a mass market, so I can scale this really big, right? So it's worth taking the time to really think about something like this and where it could go from an affiliate commission perspective. And when you start to look at the numbers on higher priced products like this that provide value to the world and help people live longer, I start to get excited about doing the marketing for it, which is why I've taken the time to mess around here in Replit and build out sort of my own angles around this. So where are we at? We have this 90-day comeback plan little app that's built on Replit. I haven't even bought a URL for it yet. I might not. It's just hosted on Replit. I could go in and say, hey, give me 90daycomebackplan.info or .com. And then, of course, what's the next thing I'm going to do? I'm going to drive traffic to this, and I'm going to drive traffic to it with paper with thanks.io, because that's what we're doing here. So let's do that next in this video. Okay, so here I am in my thanks.io account. The first thing I'm going to do when I am doing this is I could create a separate thanks.io account, but I actually like to add sub-accounts for this. So you can see here, right at the bottom, I have add sub-account option, and I've made one for, it says JP Rebuild the Man. What this allows me to do, of course, is keep my kind of budgeting separate between the different projects. I can see how much I'm spending, and also separates out the assets and the creatives associated with this. So you can see here, I went ahead and set up some of JP's contact info with his permission, of course. We've got his logo, his face. If I wanted this to be unbranded, I could easily make it unbranded. That's going to depend on what you're doing. Or you could leave a face off and just have the logo of the product, or you could create your own kind of logo or brand name for the idea. So for example here, I'm going to be generating email opt-in lists of men aged 35 to 50, whatever we go with here. And I can maybe have something like something generic for the name brand. And then if they don't buy JP's product, they're getting on my email list, I could keep sending more mail or emails related to that other brand. I haven't gotten that far ahead here, but just putting that out there that for your affiliate ventures, you could have sub-accounts around your own brand. In this case, I have I know JP pretty well. We're just going to market his stuff. I trust that if somebody says, hey, JP, and they call him direct, I got your postcard, he's going to give me credit for the sale. But just bringing that up here, you're going to go into thanks.io, create your branding here for the endeavor. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mailing list. Now, I can't remember, did I do this yet or not? I did. So what I did, and I'm going to save you the step here, is I went on over to DataZap, and I bought a list of 500 men who make 250K plus, and they're interested in diet. So that's datazap.com, one of our favorite data partners right now. This list probably cost me $20. It didn't cost a lot. It's not that expensive. If it cost me $50, so be it. But I think it probably only cost that much. And I probably went to the wrong URL or something, but here's DataZap. And when you get inside, you can do these things like you can target very demographically focused items like age. Are they interested in dieting? How much money do they make? And I'm just showing some of that on the screen here. I'll probably have some other videos here, thanks to about using DataZap, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You can go in there and build lists. And what's really cool is you can buy DNC scrubbed lists of people with their phone numbers. So you can see here, I've got a list here of emails and phone numbers, which sets me up if I want to do follow-up messaging around the card. So I can say, hey, you received, just checking in, did you receive my card about the 90-day comeback plan or whatever it might be? So got my mailing list in here. That's the first step. Next thing, let's go over to our image templates. I forget what I was going to do in here. I haven't built anything yet. I'm going to start with a postcard. And I will use the dynamic image builder here. And this really just saves me time and allows me to personalize everything very quickly. Let's just go with this right here. This white one. I'm going to not send the street view of the person's house. There might be some affiliate offers where that's relevant, but there's going to be a need for a background image URL, which I'll put in there in a minute. But I'll say, get your free 90-day comeback plan now. Okay. And then I could address it to the first name. So I can merge in the first name tag here if I want. So in my header, it says first name, get your 90-day comeback plan now. Scan the QR code to, and then what I want is for this to be congruent, right, to whatever's on here. So your free 90-day comeback plan to reclaim your strength, energy, and leadership. That's sort of some of the messaging we have going here. So I want that to kind of map through. To regain your strength, reclaim your strength, energy, and leadership. So this part isn't super important. You know, the copy matters, but basically we're just hitting people over the head with what it is. And then my URL is going to be the URL that I built, right? So my QR code is going to go here. If I want to get fancy, I could do name equals, put the first name, right, in there and kind of pre-fill some of the fields. I can ask Replit to do that. Now I'm going a little nuts. Do I need the logo on this? No, I'm not going to put the logo on. Let's go ahead and generate the preview. 90-day comeback plan is the name. Get your free 90-day comeback plan now. Now there's big white space over here. There's really nothing in there yet. So let me get an image that I'm going to put as the background image URL to use here. Okay, here's where we can get creative or not get creative. I have a prompt here sitting in Gemini, a middle-aged man cartoon stick figure flexing his muscles, make it a vertical image for social media because it's a vertical image on the card, have a girl stick figure adoring him in the background. Okay, it didn't do the greatest job, but it did what AI will do. For now, I'm going to go ahead and use this. I'm just going to screenshot what was there, save it to my hard drive, and see if this works out. This is a part where you can spend a little time, more time than you necessarily is needed. But again, we want to do something that's interesting and pattern interrupting at least, so it's worth spending a little time in my mind. So let's go ahead. There you go. It didn't really show up great with that template, so sometimes what you can do is play around with the different templates that Thanks has, or you can adjust the size of your image right here. Okay, I kind of like this one for now. His face is a little cut off, but I do think it's kind of an interesting card to get with the guy with his shirt off and you know, the girl looking at him. I think maybe the girl needs to be a little older. So give me a second. Okay, instead of using Gemini, I changed this up. Now I feel better. I used middle-aged woman adoring the man in the background. And there we go. Now we have this image. We'll put it into our card. And I kind of like this one. You know, if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know what you think at this point in the video. What do you think of this image? But naturally, what we're going to do is we're going to be split testing and changes these up depending on whether they work or not over time. But for now, I think this is kind of cool. Tells a little bit of a story. She loves him because he's big and strong, right? She looks like a housewife. Perfect. Claim your free 90-day comeback plan now. It's got his name. The recipient's name is going to be on there. And I think this card will at least get flipped over and the other side will get read, which is kind of the goal here, right? So I'm going to save this. And now I'm going to create a message template. So we're going to click message templates right here. And oh, I had already made a letter for this. I forgot I did that, but I'm going to make a postcard. So 4x6 or 6x9 postcard, 90-day comeback. On postcards, I've been sticking to just normal print instead of doing the handwriting. Up to you. You can do either. We're going to put our 90-day comeback plan link on this side as well. So I'm just grabbing that like so. That'll generate our QR code right here. And then we will say, hi, first name. I've created a fun free tool called the 90-day comeback plan that'll give you a detailed plan of action to, and then I got to remember what we said here, reclaim your strength, energy, and leadership. To reclaim your strength, energy, and leadership. And I'm sure these are terms that I chose from, in JP's, the product owner's words. So that's always good to do. I don't want to deviate too much from what the product owner is already doing. If you'd like to instantly generate your comeback plan, scan the QR code now. It's completely free. You'll answer about 6 quick questions and your detailed plan will be instantly generated for you. Right? Scan the QR code to get your comeback plan now. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to work, but we test everything, right? So this is just a start for me. And then what we're going to talk about next is how to make this go live, but do it in a way that we have room to adjust our plan as time goes on if this messaging, the image on the one side, or this messaging doesn't resonate, right? So I'm going to click Save Message Template here. Perfect. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this all up on autopilot. I'm going to click Campaigns, and I'm going to leverage Thanks.io's staggered sending to not send to all 500 men at the same time. Instead, I'm going to drip release this creative and a few a day just in the short term, just to see if we can start to get some nibbles on the idea. So I think I need to explain that a little further. So one of the problems with affiliate marketing, any marketing in my mind, is a lot of times you will go and you'll have to spend a lot of money to learn and figure out if something is going to work. And it is true that big sample sizes will give you a better idea. But at the same time, I know that we should expect, if anything, with Thanks.io, with the way our postcards are laid out, with the QR code at the side, the QR code on the front, that most of our cards, if we have a halfway decent offer, we should get at least a 2%. Usually we're seeing at least a 3% response rate. So what that tells me, doing some rough math, is that in the first 30 or so postcards that land, I'm hoping to see a scan. Good, anything could happen. These are very small sample sizes. Maybe no scan happens. Maybe it means nothing. But if I want to do this as affordably as possible so that I can scale bigger, I'm going to let about 30 of these cards go out and see what happens. And I'm going to actually do it to the tune of just a few cards a day in the beginning for illustration purposes. This will, if your budget's a lot bigger and you can afford to, scale a lot faster, great. But I'm recording these videos with the expectation that if you're watching this, you probably haven't done a lot of this yet. And I don't want to see people get burned and blow a lot of money up front without getting something that works. So what we're going to do is we're going to drip these out over time. And then as we start to see something work, we will then scale our budget up. So my message template, my mailing list, I'm picking all these criteria that we just built. And then I'm going to pick sending style, even flow staggered sending. And then if I say that everybody on this list should get a card once a year, that's 500 people divided by about 300 or so mailing days, 1 or 2 cards a day will go out. I'm going to put 2 so that 3 or 4 cards a day go out. And the idea being that if this really is great. Maybe in about a week when the first few cards start to hit, I see a scan. Maybe I see 2 scans, right? If 2 weeks goes by and I don't see any scans, if 3 weeks goes by and I don't see any scans, what I will do is I will come back and I'll say, okay, something's missing here with my messaging. I'll change the message, I'll change the image, right? And just play around with this and let it run a little more. But if I only send 30 cards a couple at a time and I'm only spending, what, 70, 80 cents or so through the thanks system, I haven't risked a lot. Right? I've only risked about 25 bucks, 30 bucks, and a little bit of my time in order to make what could be a $500 commission. And remember, along the way, as people scan, I'm building an email list in this niche that I can sell other products to in the future. So you are totally welcome. I will say, for those of you watching this who do know affiliate marketing and you have the budget, you could just send all 500 cards at one time. You want to learn fast, up to you. Spend the $300 or so, learn it real quick. Hopefully you get a commission or two and it's a home run and you just go and you send 5,000 more. That would be great for all of us, right? I want to sell you postcards. But if you want to take this slow and steady, try a bunch of different ideas maybe, right? And figure out something that works. You're kind of poking at ideas. This 1 to 2 a day staggered sending is a great way to go and to scale. And if you're going to take anything away from this video, it's probably this part at the end, where this idea that we can do these little funnels around products with high enough commissions, send 1 to 5 cards a day, try maybe 5 or 6 ideas if you want to, if you have the time, and eventually you're going to find a winner that you can scale. And that is the name of the game here when it comes to using mail for affiliate marketing. So that's it. This wasn't very well organized, but I wanted to share you a behind the curtains look at how I'm proceeding with an offer like JP's. By the way, awesome product and platform. JP is the real deal. He's a Navy SEAL. He has like all this history as like a CrossFit trainer. He's done a lot of coaching in the past, so it was really cool to go through his program. I got a lot of value out of it. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to me or just go through the comeback plan that you saw up on the screen as I was building this out. And that's it. So we'll be following up on this video. I'll have a part 2 that shows you how this went here in the pay-per-click marketers. Somewhere near this video, as we learn, I will add an addendum or some notes below to let you know how this is going. And if you want to copy this and promote JP's product once we start to learn, you'll be welcome to do so as well. So just stay tuned here in the pay-per-click marketers community. If you're not already in, it's just paperclickers.com, P-A-P-E-R, clickers.com. You can hop on into the group anytime and follow along as we build out these affiliate marketing flows with direct mail.